The book I have chosen for this assignment is called Going to Glacier National Park. I actually purchased this book at the national park for my niece, and I actually asked for it back to do this assignment because I love this book so much. It's really an informational kind of guide for kids to get excited to go to a national park. Sometimes they can seem a little boring, a lot of walking around, but if you give this to your daughter, your brother, someone before you go, it will get them very excited for this trip to a national park. The style and the writing in this is very interesting because obviously it's got paragraphs, but then also it's got little boxes that highlight specific things that may be of interest. It will say, as you explore Glacier National Park, you will experience about 6 different environments. And you can actually like check them off when you go see those environments, and you can keep track. And the designs and illustration in this story are awesome. There's live pictures taken from the park, so it's phenomenal. And it's kind of like you're actually there when you're not. I believe the accuracy and authority and cultural authenticity is really good in this book, because I purchased it from the national park, and I actually looked up the author, and he had done like extensive research of this national park before even publishing this book. So everything in here is correct, and it just talks about everything you can see in this national park, which I find really interesting. Also, I found very interesting that he decided to include like the lodges on page 15. Let's go to it. He included the lodges and how people actually lived near the glaciers where this park is. And I thought that was very interesting because sometimes we tend to forget that there were people before us and they lived places that we don't live anymore because of national parks or preserves. But I, for one, love preserves and national parks because I think it's very important to make sure we preserve those areas. We don't want to start building in all of those places and then there's nothing left. You don't want to live in a concrete jungle. My niece, when I gave it to her, she loved this book. She actually, I gave it to her when she was in 5th grade, and she actually did a book report on it, and she loved it because it was so interesting. There was a lot of facts, and it's not a boring book you would normally see as a nonfiction. It gave all the information you would want to know about this national park, and there were pictures, funny quotes, and all of these fun things that made it interesting to her. So that is why I chose this book, and I think it would be a good book to use for teachers who want to do a project on national parks, to get kids interested and kind of understand why we have preserves, why we have national parks in our country. And that's all I can say. It's a great book. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.